Good morning, it is Tuesday. I'm happy to report that Kaden had a great first day at school. I hope y'all kids did too. But so this is what I definitely want to tell you guys. Oh my god, yesterday was an amazing day, except for when it was time to pick Kaden up off the bus. Yesterday I did tell him to go ahead and be a bus rider so that I could get familiar with the time and things. And so Kaden was fortunate enough to catch the bus this summer for summer camp. So actually the bus stop was perfect. It's like the next neighborhood over. If I walk out of my back door, it's maybe 20 feet. If I walk out of my front door, it's maybe like 30 feet. You know what I mean? It's not bad at all. It's still the next neighborhood behind my apartment. They have one of the neighborhoods where they have like you can go in one way and you can come out one way, and then the neighborhood sign is in the middle with, like, you know, they plant flowers and stuff like that. And it's plenty enough room for me to park behind the neighborhood sign. So that's what I do. I put my hazards on. I'm not, you know, I'm not bothering anybody. People can still get in and out perfectly okay. And for 3 months during the summer, I parked here. I don't, you know, there was no problem. Well, I'm sitting in my car and I'm getting stuff organized because I never know which side of the car Kaden gonna come and get in. I just was cleaning out my car. I got out for like a split second, but I wasn't bothering anybody. I didn't litter. I was collecting my own trash and putting it in a trash bag and stuff, and just, you know, like empty water bottles and stuff. Well, here comes a lady alongside, you know, from back here alongside to my car window, and I had all 4 windows down. So she walks up to the window and she's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, so I'm sitting here, I'm putting stuff in the trash, I'm minding my own business, and I'm just like, no. Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, yeah, I need your help so bad. She walks all the way up to the window, but at this time she was walking up when she said, "Can I help you?" "Are you alright?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She was like, "Do you live over here?" I was like, "Yeah, I live over here, just not in this development, but my apartment's right there," or whatever. And I literally pointed to where you can see it. It's in walking distance. She was like, "Oh, well, this is a private property, and if you don't live over here, you can't park here." I said, "Yeah, well, I live right there, but it's not over here." She was already annoying, but she went from like pleasant to like snarkish. She got like real nasty. Like, her attitude went from like pleasant to really sharp, quick-witted. And I'm like, what? And so I'm not even looking at her. I'm putting stuff in my bag, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I said, okay, well, we'll be out of here in a second. I said, I parked here all summer long and nobody had anything to say to me. So I was like, I don't know what the problem is now, but all right, whatever. I can park in my apartment complex and I can walk up. "Yeah, you need to do that." She cut me off. And I was like, "Excuse me?" And she was like, "Yeah, because I've called CMS," which is Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. "I've called CMS, and CMS already knows that this is not a bus stop." And I said, well, first off, my son does not go to a CMS school. He goes to a charter school, so they would know that. And I said, furthermore, this is the closest that my son has ever been to our apartment since. "That doesn't have anything to do with me. You need to get with the school or the school bus driver and figure something out, because you need to be over there by your apartment. Thank you." And I said, I don't really appreciate how you're coming at me like this. You're talking to me as if I made the bus stop and I decided that I wanted it to be here. I said, that's not how any of that worked. They decided the bus stop needed to be here, so that's why it's here. And I'm parking. "Oh, well, you know what, your child, you need to figure it out." Oh my God. If Corey had been with me, that would have went a whole different way. Okay, the police would have been called. His patience for stuff like that is out of this world, okay? He would have handled that with the quickness, as I'm sure plenty of you would. But I guess my mind doesn't work that way. Like, I don't automatically think people are trying to be aggressive with me or snarky, and so I don't know right away what to fucking say. Like, I can, in hindsight, go back and, like, if you argue with somebody, in hindsight, I know to go back and everything I could have said, should have said, would have said. But during the moment, I'm not quick with it. Like, some people can just be like, you know, "Oh, you ugly bitch, you too." Like, you know what I'm saying? People are so quick with it. Me, I'm like, I'm trying to process the stupidity of the situation. Like, I'm so stuck on why it's even happening that I don't, until hindsight, know to, like, be aggressive right back. So as I'm processing what was happening, I'm getting more and more furious as this heifer is walking away. My blood was boiling. Mind you, my leg was already hurting because I was having a crisis. I was so happy I was sitting in my car. I'm just thinking to myself, like, all these scenarios: rain, sleet, or snow. And mind you, my son's bus, when they say the stop is the stop, that's the stop. They have never been accommodating to me. since Kaden's been in kindergarten. They've never come to my apartment. But as long as I'm able to sit in my car, I'm fine, because, you know, I have sickle cell. If it's freaking wintertime, me and Kaden, neither one of us are going to be sitting there at the bus stop. You know what I mean? I'm not going to make him sit in the rain. My mom never made me sit at the bus stop, ever. And I mean, I guess partially that was me due to me having sickle cell, but the other part of it was because she just wasn't afraid to let me sit outside by myself. And then furthermore, he's fucking 8, so he's not about to be nowhere by himself. Like, that's just the end of it right there. The point is, the witch had me so livid. It's just, I couldn't even, like, I started mother effing shaking. I'm like, and I'm thinking of all the things I could have said. My problem, oh, that's your problem then. Before she walked away, I did manage to ask her for her information, like her name, so who was over the situation, and she was just like,
oh, well, you know, you don't need any of that. I'm just here.
Oh, she said she was over the neighborhood committee or whatever. Basically, she's a nosy behind person, and she just wanted to say something to me because she was having a bad day dealing with some other BS that I don't have nothing to do with. And so she just figured she'd be nosy, come over and see what I wanted or needed. First day of school, mind you. Couldn't wait to get over to me and just say something about the bus stop, which I think is a bunch of bull. So she done been left at this point, you know, after that happened. And I'm still sitting here like livid. Meanwhile, my grandmother on my dad's side is calling me. Okay, I'm already trying to figure out what time Kaden bus come. I've just been harassed by this woman. So I'm like, hello. Like, I need, like, I'm frazzled, I'm razzled, and I'm dazzled at this point. She's like, hey, baby, your grandma trying to get a new car. I need you to co-sign for me. And I'm just thinking of my first thing that popped in my head. And if she watches this, I don't mean any harm or any ill intent. But when I needed somebody to co-sign for me, nobody in my whole family could co-sign for me. Out of the 5 to 10 people who I've asked my family to co-sign for me, not one person could co-sign for me. The reasons were, I'm trying to get a car for myself. I'm about to move. I'm trying to get a house. I just got a car. I'm about to move. I don't have the best credit. I'm trying to get something. Oh no, my favorite one was, well, that's a big responsibility. I don't know. So out of everyone who I asked in my family to co-sign for me, mind you, I don't ask my family to do much of anything. Like, I'm one of them people, if I don't have to ask, I'm not going to. Like, that's just me. I'm not going to ask if I don't have to ask. I'm the last person that's going to ask you. And if I'm asking you, it's because it's a dire situation. Like, that's how I run my life. I don't ask nobody for shit because I learned a long time ago, you don't ask people for stuff. Even though your friends or family, they're just not as free-hearted. They don't think like you. And when it comes to money and stuff, you don't want to get no. The quickest way to lose a family member or fall out with somebody is let them borrow some money. And so I just don't ask anybody for anything financially or any kind of help if I don't absolutely need it. And I promise you, my family will be my last resort. I'm going to ask my husband, and I'm going to try to get it on my own personal loan from like a bank before I ask anybody for anything. That's just how I just been through so much shit in life. That's just how I know to be, okay? And plus, when you come from a family that's tit for tat, you know, they might not outright say, oh, this tit for tat, but they'll, like, say, for instance, I was like, can you babysit Kaden? And then, you know, they'll, oh, sure. And then maybe within a week or a month later, they'll need me to do something. And you know, I feel like it was in exchange for that. You know, it's like, oh, you gotta say yeah because I did this for you. They don't say that, but that's how I feel. And so on my other car, I knew was about to die. I was busting my behind trying to get a vehicle, and I was crying, and I was so hurt, and everyone knew the position that I was in. It was either cab, Uber, or Lyft at that point. Like, I knew it was coming soon. Like 3 weeks after we got this car, that blue car died. Like, God worked it out for me. I thank him for it every day. I thank him for my blessings every day. Because when I tell you I need a vehicle, you need a vehicle in this city. You need a vehicle. Don't ever move to Charlotte thinking you can get by on public transportation, because you cannot. So when I tell you it was a blessing for me to get this vehicle, it was a blessing. But when I tell you I asked every single person in my family to co-sign for me, everyone told me no. Not one person said yes. 2 people said they would do it if they could, and those were my cousins, and I would never use their credit for anything. They're young. One is in college, one is in the Air Force. No, I would never do that to them. They even asked other people for me and they told them no. I just could not believe after that had just happened. Me trying to figure out time Caden's bus is coming and which way it's coming from on the street. My anxiety was through this, okay? It was gone from that. And so when I picked the phone up and she told me she needed the co-signer, I'm thinking about everyone, including her, who told me no, okay? No, it didn't take them even 2 seconds to think about it. So I didn't even think twice about saying yes. I didn't even think twice about it. I know I should be spiteful. I should be nasty. I should hurt some people back. But that's not in my heart, and it wasn't in my heart to be nasty back. Even though I was going through everything I was just going through, and I'm literally visibly shaking because I'm so pissed at this woman here, I still said, sure, I'll co-sign for you. What do you need me to do? She put some guy on the phone. I already knew my name. You know how the car salesmen do.
Hey Perry, grandmother's here. She has amazing credit. It's just that she paid off her car 2 years ago and didn't have anything recently. So can you co-sign for?
I'm like, yeah, what you need me to do? So he sent me a link from Toyota and I filled out the information, name, social. I knew my credit was going to get a hard inquiry. That's how, I mean, I already knew this. I've been there, done that. As a teacher, I just got this car. I asked the man, how could I co-sign for her if I needed one for myself? And so he was like,
oh, that's no big deal.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying, like even at the dealerships when I was trying to get a co-signer.
Oh, it don't matter that they're trying to get a car. It can actually help them. Oh, it don't matter that they're trying to get a house. It can actually help them.
They sent me a link. I'm trying to fill it out. As I'm trying to fill it out, this woman is still like peeping around the corner, making me uncomfortable. I had my car cut on because I was going to move initially. The witch pissed me off so bad, I just cut the car the hell off and sat there like, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, I'm looking over at her like, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna come back over here. And you ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing. Because by this time, I don't have time to process what the hell I'm gonna say to her. Or what I want to say to her. Like, it took everything in me not to get out this car and go say it to her. Like, that's how, like, yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't get in confrontations much. But when I do, it's just my nerves and I just, it's like I go from 0 to wanting to kill somebody, and I would never kill anybody, but that's how mad I get because I don't get into stuff much. I see her mess around her front and doing things like that, and I'm just like, she probably out there like trying to see what I'm doing. I'm still looking for which way the bus is coming, and then I gotta fill out this information on this app. All these buses are going by, and I'm just like, which one is Caden's bus? I'm looking for it. I'm trying to fill this out. I'm looking over my shoulder at this woman, and my phone rings again about, I guess 10 minutes later. It's my grandmother. Hello? Hey, are you able to do it? For some reason, you ever put a number in there, like a pre-existing thing or something? It's got like pre-existing dashes. So when you put your number in, the dashes just move over, and it's just like your number and all these dashes. And it kept saying invalid, because it wouldn't let me delete the pre-existing dashes or whatever the case may be. So it kept kicking me out. So I told her, yeah, I'm doing it right now, but it's kicking me out. Before I could even finish what I'm saying, maybe he could help. And she hands the phone to the dealer. She don't even have an idea what I'm going through at this point in time. She don't know what's going on. She just calling me, needing me to co-sign. And I'm just like, at this point. So she puts him on the phone. He didn't say, hello, hi, what's going on? He takes the phone from her.
What can I help you with?
I said nothing, and I hung up. So when I hung up, Caden bus came. I got Caden. I wasn't going to say nothing crazy in front of my baby. If I was going to say something, I should have been said it. And I'm just sitting here like, the fuck is going on right now? Am I in Twilight Zone? Mind you, my leg is throbbing because I'm having a crisis at this point in time. So it was just like, are you shitting me right now? All this is going on? All of this is going on. Really? All of this is going on. So I get Caden in the car, driving down to go get Corey at this point. I'm putting information in every room I can put it in, and finally I hit submit, which I don't care if it was a damn hour later. I did it, okay? I got the call letter on that night that this shit didn't go through, which I already knew it wouldn't go through because my credit is in the works on becoming better. When I tell you yesterday afternoon was the most craziest afternoon that I've ever had in my life, I cannot reiterate that enough. So hopefully today will be better. This was gonna be a video within the week, but it's gotta be its own video because I'm at 25 minutes and I gotta edit it down to 15. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow and I'll see you later. Peace.